So today, I'm going to do a tag challenge that I saw a friend of mine do that was from another channel that started it. I wrote some notes down just to make sure, because I didn't want to write, they're pretty lengthy questions because they went to 9, but I wrote down shortened ones so I could remember, and I'll put all of the information in the description, because the person who started it was Statictraveller, a vinyl community thread, because it was called If I Were God. And when I first thought of it, I was like, oh, but this is about records, not about like other stuff. So it should be pretty interesting. But yeah, I'll put the channel, the link to the original video in the description, and possibly in the comments too. I don't know which one's better to see, but I'll try to do both, I guess. It took me a while to decide on some of these too, because I wanted to do just records, because he said you could do like other medias. I'm like, that might be too easy. Maybe I'll just stick to records and see what I can do, even though I have a fair stack, but I don't have nearly as much as other people have. But the first one is show a record you'd improve by adding or removing something from it. So my first one is going to be A Clockwork Orange. And I always thought it was pretty good and everything, and the movie was. A bit different from the book in the end. And that's why I probably wouldn't really add anything, unless I could add all the stuff in the book, but that's a little impossible. But I would remove the Singing in the Rain song. That might be blasphemy to some people, but it was never in the book or anything. It just sort of happened. And I don't know. I kind of think it could have done without it, in a way. You know, they could have had some other sort of suspenseful beating music, or just silence, like, I don't know. But that's my first one. And the second one is show a record by an artist you'd resurrect. And I would probably resurrect Jim Nabors. And this is the Jim Nabors hour. Tomorrow Never Comes. I actually really like this guy as an opera singer. And most of his songs are like depressing and about loneliness and stuff, but he always looks pretty happy on the covers. Yeah. I found a load of, I don't know if they're all of his albums, but I found a load of his albums and I really like it. This isn't my favorite one, but my favorite one is in my pile of records. Or could be in here. I may have added it. Let's see. Number 3 is, which record do you own would you obliterate from, like, existence? And I was thinking, if you don't mind, I don't, like, even in other medias, I don't often have something I get that I really don't like or could do without. So it made it a little bit easier with record with this single that has a few versions of a song on this side and this side. Now, I don't mind one of the songs, but it's just catchy, like not really needed exactly. So it's called Boo Blades. And I think there's some other tracks, but not much really came of it, I don't think. So this one I would probably obliterate from existence. I need to sit these somewhere else, or they're gonna slide off my couch. Let's see. Go to the next page. frog in my throat. Kind of weird for this fourth question. Show a record with nature. I had a couple, but it was another one I didn't really have many of. And one, it kind of showed nature, but it was kind of in a fantasy setting in a way, too. But I'll pick this one. It's Hiroshima, another place. And this was a random record I picked up, and I really liked it. It's a Korean band, I think. Made by Epic Records. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, it might be a little controversial that it's called Hiroshima, but it's something I really like. Now, number 5 is, which 3 artists would you Frankenstein together to make kind of a super person? I wrote down fuse together, but then later on after I started picking ones, I was like, let's make a true Frankenstein. Frankenstein monster, because it's gonna involve like somewhat multiple people too, which I thought would just be interesting. Would it be a group of Frankensteins? Would it be one massive Frankenstein? But anyway, the first one is actually a band, and it'd be Earth, Wind, and Fire. Spirit. There's like, what, 6 people? 6. Oh no, there's like 9 people. So there's 9 people to fuse parts with. And then we have Dr. Demento with Dementia Royale. So, I don't know if you want this guy to be the brain, but... Oh yeah, and one of my favorite ones on here, that I like that it's on here actually, because I always like the shaving cream song. That always makes you think he's gonna curse, but he doesn't. And then I think he does at the very end. I can't remember for sure. Yeah, it's one of my favorite ones on this. And then the third one would probably be the musical part of the monstrosity, and it would be Chopin, the romantic music of Chopin. So I guess you'd have like multiple bodies, maybe a demented brain, but like musical skills of Chopin. I think that'd be a pretty messed up Frankenstein. And then, let's see, number 6 is show a record of a male and female artist to entertain you forever in heaven. Now, I didn't have too many, in the record genre, like female singers, so I really had to kind of go with the only one I really had, unless they're somebody in parts of a band and I was trying to think of. But I still think it's a good pick. This is where the other Jim Neighbors one comes in. Jim Neighbors sings "Love Me With All Your Heart." Now this is a great album, and that's why I would definitely not only resurrect him, but possibly have him entertain me forever. Because he played in an old sitcom where he just kind of played a dumb guy, but he always wanted to sing too, and it's amazing opera stuff. Like, I would definitely like to listen to that forever. And then the female singer, I just decided to pick on Reba. Sweet 16. I don't think it would be too bad. I mean, I'd pick some others, but they're on CDs and stuff. Like I said, it'd be super duper easy, even on cassettes, for me to pick choices. And believe me, it would have been harder decisions too, I think. Be an interesting combination too, because I don't generally like country, but I don't mind some people when they sing it. So I'd have country and opera. the grand old country Opry. And let's see. Is this in the right order? Oh, okay, yeah. We're on 6. Number 7. Show a record that depicts the 7 deadly sins. Well, one of them. Or both, or any. And that was a bit of a hard one, too. So the first one I picked was Black Box, Right on Time. Because it has kind of a central cover to it. And it's one that Jimmy sent me. I don't mind it either. Though it plays a bit older than some of mine. I don't know where the sound's a little different, but it still plays pretty good, though. And the kind of well, that one was the lust one. And the joking one I thought would be funny is Robert Palmer, Heavy Nova. Like, I don't mind his singing, but I think this is the face of pride right there. A lot of people don't like him, so it's like, I think this would be pride, or I don't think he'd be envious of other people. I'm trying to think another one he could be. But yeah. Put this the right way so it doesn't slide out. And number 8 is show a record of an artist you'd ban to hell. Well, this one I'd have to decide, because this is another one where it's like, it's just my kind of opinion, even though he has good music. But it'd be Bono from YouTube. I'd send Bono to hell. It's because I'm God and I feel like being petty. The rest of them can stay around to be in a band, but bye-bye Bono. And then the last one is actually, which vinyl community... Oh, I just remembered the joke. I thought about it yesterday, but it's like, if I were God, then I was like, but it's the VC, the vinyl community, and I was like, Vinyl Christ. I don't know why I didn't think of that again in the beginning. But anyway, but it's like, which VC channel would you bestow 1 million subs to? I don't follow a lot, but I follow a lot of, like, people that buy records, like Jason or Jimmy. So... But one of the first ones I started watching that, that Jimmy talked about, if I can think of his name now. Maybe that's something I should have written down. I think I'd possibly just split the 1 million into bestow some to all the record ones. I don't know if you can do that, but I don't really know what one I would give it to, really, if I had the ability to. As far as I know, you couldn't give it to yourself, so... Plus, I'm not a vinyl community one. But yeah, that's it. I was gonna do this yesterday, but, like, I was in a mood and didn't think I could really do it. But I thought of a lot of stuff, at least. But yeah, this was originated by Statictraveller in the vinyl community. And I'll try to put all that down in there so you guys can go follow him and stuff. If you want to, I mean, I'm not saying you have to. But I enjoy what I've watched of his stuff so far. So, till next time, I'll see you guys later.